Hey, my name is Pranoy Dev, and I'm a technical team lead here at Accubits. I lead initiatives in blockchain as well as AI, and I specialize in decentralized finance, or commonly known as DeFi. So with that in mind today, I would like to start by explaining what DeFi really is. Now, DeFi stands for Decentralized Finance. Now, today in our ever-connected world, you might be familiar with the giants like Visa and MasterCard. I'm pretty sure everybody watching this video does have a Visa and MasterCard, yeah? So what I want to explain how these entities process transactions. So it's like whenever you visit a point of POS machine, you tap your card, and then what happens is the machine would send a request to Visa, and Visa would then verify things like, okay, do you really own the balance? Is this person really you? Is this card valid? And things like that. So Visa is, again, it's a centralized entity. It's an organization. It's basically one company that you're trusting to do the right thing. So that is always a centralization risk, right? And all the banks of today work in a very similar manner. You are trusting your bank with your money to do things like transactions, pay pay your friend, or pay for lunch, pay for dinner, and things like that. Now you have paid your friend $10 worth of crypto, okay? Now when it's a bank, right, you can always open up your app, your bank's application, and view the transaction that says you have sent your friend. But on the blockchain, this particular data is public. So every single person who wants to know, okay, how much did you send your friend, can actually do that. We do it using the concept of a block explorer. Now, in a blockchain, as the name suggests, there are blocks that are chained together. Every single block would contain a list of transactions that would be added onto it by the miners after verifying it. So that's how a basic transaction would happen in a decentralized manner compared to a centralized manner, such as Visa or MasterCard, that what we're mostly familiar with. So I'm pretty sure you'll be asking the question, what is decentralized finance? So it's about taking the traditional models of economics and finance, which is very popular, from the Wall Street, and bringing that over into decentralized applications on the blockchain. Now, the biggest benefit of that is that it's censorship resistant. Say, for example, if a country wants to ban the blockchain, it really can't, because there is no single point of entry that the country can ban in order to prevent that. So the biggest use case of such models that we're seeing today, taking into the real world examples of the war that is happening in Ukraine, we have Ukrainian citizens converting their entire life savings onto Bitcoin, loading that onto a wallet address either on their phones, or writing down the cipher seed on a piece of paper and migrating over to countries such as Poland and trying to seek refugee status. So as a citizen of a country that is going through a severe crisis, what they have understood is that at that particular moment they cannot trust banks. At that particular moment, the only thing that can be trusted is decentralized sources that other countries or other governments cannot interfere with and block away their life savings. So that would be the biggest benefit of the blockchain and this decentralized finance technology that we're seeing today in action. Now, another major advantage to what we have with DeFi is when you look at the traditional models of a bank, how does a bank operate? It depends on its depositors, like people like you and me, who would deposit our savings onto a bank, and you would be receiving around 1 to 2% annual growth rate on that revenue. Now, I want you to think, okay, how does the bank really generate that growth from your funds? What it does is it would take these funds and give it out as loans to other citizens or other community members, and they would charge a higher surcharge of interest. They keep the delta as the bank's profit, and the remaining would basically come back to you as your earnings in your deposit. Now, when you take this model and when you convert it onto the blockchain, the benefit is, unlike a bank, blockchain it's completely on code. Unlike a bank, there are no employees to pay, there are no payroll for you to manage, there are no office spaces for you to manage your office and manage your operations as such. Everything happens in code. So the efficiency here is unmatched. Now, compared to a traditional model of economics of a bank, around 1 to 2% on an annual interest, there are these DeFi platforms where you can go in and deposit your cryptocurrencies and you can earn a stable yield of around 7 to 10%. That is a stable yield. There are also other platforms that take this to the next level and offer much higher ROI of about 60 to 70%. But that is in platform tokens. So that is a story for another day how it works. But that is the power of cryptocurrency and the power of blockchain that we can leverage by using DeFi and how we can make the lives of the everyday citizen or a common citizen a lot better, because we are taking their money and we're promising, or we are able to generate a much larger return of interest to those customers compared to the traditional models of Visa, MasterCard, and banks. And I would like to say that banking is a necessity, but banks are not. That is basically the power and the magic of decentralized finance.